How you doing, guys? Chris at Dentless Touch. Today we're going to go over how to repair a motorcycle tank just like we have here. So stay tuned. Now first we need to mount it to our custom jig where we can mount fenders and gas tanks from motorcycles and pretty much anything. We could probably mount a smaller door of some sorts to this jig or any panel that needs the support. This is just 80/20, just built and bolted to the ground. So that's pretty much it. They do have a kit from Dent Tools, and this is the kit that we're using. So I'm going to walk you through that entire process, probably time lapse the actual setting this up and making sure that it's stable on our jig. Now, as far as this tank, we had to go out and purchase more tools. These are custom for motorcycle tank dent removal. You'll see the difference in the thickness and the bends. They're just unique to this type of repair. So we had to wait for these to come in. These are custom order to work with this tank. So I do appreciate for the customer waiting so patiently for us to repair it. But let's get started. All right, just wanted to show you guys how we mounted this up. Still has a strap. I think it's just for extra security, but this is a very stable. I mean, this thing is not going anywhere. Sorry if you can't see that. So this is kind of our mounting rig. If you want to see the dent, it's right there. So we are right there on the edge. And this tool seems like it can get at least to the middle of this damage. Possibly. This tool seems like it can, I'm right here. But this tool seems like it can get to the middle of this damage. It can't go as far out over here. And I may have some issues back towards the way I'm actually accessing this dent. So really it's just this ½ inch. I think I can get all of this up with this one tool. So far the tool, it's not flexing. It's definitely, you can tell, designed to do these motorcycle tanks that require just so much more power, so much more effort, and you kind of can get power stability from your leverage point, which is already kind of different or limited because of the motorcycle, or this from that limited access you have. You're trying to go through the fill neck. If you made it this far in the video, I encourage you to like and subscribe. We do this type of content pretty much every week. So if you're enjoying yourself, please just like and subscribe. All right, so let's go over the differences between a motorcycle tank compared to a regular car door. Now, the complexity of the repair is broke down into three things: line of sight, access, and leverage. Those are the three pillars that will increase price, increase time, and will dictate the overall complexity of the job. So let's go over line of sight. Because I'm working on this jig, that's really not a concern. I can position the tank anywhere I want, so no problem. The big thing let's talk about is leverage. Now on the car door, we normally use a steel plate that protects the window if we go through the area with the belt molding. Now if we take apart the door and take the window out and take the door panel off, we'll be able to have multiple access points to be able to gain access throughout the entirety of the door. On this tank, we only have one access hole, and it is the filler neck for the gas. That is it. So it doesn't give us a lot of options. Going into the last pillar, it is leverage. So because we only have one access point, it changes our leverage. The Dent is basically parallel with the filler neck. So the tool has to come around and then push up. Pretty much impossible. So it's requiring me to pull the tool instead of pushing. My whole hand, we're done with the repair, my whole hand is just throbbing right now. So that is, in a sense, what goes on with the difference between a motorcycle tank and a door. Also, I would like to talk about the thickness and metal. Now this tank was moving very well. No issues there. Better than aluminum on a door. So that's why I haven't brought that to attention of thickness of metal and any of that stuff. There are some tanks that are a lot stronger. They built a lot, the gauge of metal is a lot thicker than a car door. So sometimes I do think that the high strength steel and aluminum car doors have the tanks beat. So I always like to go over the tools of choice, and this is the Ultra Dent tools, and I'll give you the part number here, MT06A. They have a whole set, and if you're doing motorcycle tanks or motorcycle fenders, just buy the whole set. It does come with some tips, and I was using this white plastic ball. Daniel Grom, actually, who designed this entire setup, the jig, I think the tools too, alongside of Mike Toledo. So these guys have helped me a lot to kind of build this whole setup here in our shop. So these are the tools that we're using, and you can see it's a little discolored because I had to heat it up and make this art. Just add about 2 millimeters on the radius. So that's why you see the discoloration. But normally the tool will look all nice and pretty and chrome and just beautiful. This is an adjustable handle. They do come in a fixed handle and then a removable adjustable handle. I am switching all my tools to these adjustable handles, so this is one of the reasons why I chose this variation. That brings me to the point of the challenges of this repair. Now, I went into this thinking access was going to be a little bit of an issue and leverage. So I wanted to design a tool that will make sense for doing repairs for this. After seeing that it's pretty much in the set, decided to buy the set. Now, because the dent was on the top side, I had to literally pull and push, or I should say, kind of guide the tool where I needed it to be and then pull up. So the stability of the stand, perfect. This thing just does not move. So I couldn't done it without this stand. If you've seen in my old videos from 3 years ago, we basically had a wooden jig that didn't last long, and it would not be able to keep up with what I have right here now. So this stand is stout, bolted to the ground, and do recommend it for anybody that's getting into repairing gas tanks for motorcycles. So back to the challenges. So about halfway through the repair, I realized I was not able to put my tool throughout the entire damaged area. So after about 30 or 40 minutes trying to bend this steel, I was able to figure out a way to get that last little portion out that was closer to the filler neck. The filler neck actually has an indentation about 1.5 inches, so the tool has to come down and then really do a sharp U-turn and come up. I was able to get anything that was about 2 to 3 inches away from the filler neck, but not anything close to the filler neck. So that added at least 1 hour to 2 hours onto this job. If anybody's wondering, this repair with the filming took me roughly about 6 hours to do, and that is setting up the jig, recording, and obviously doing the repair. And I feel like without the recording going on, I could be done with it in about 3 to 4 hours. So that's still a beautiful tool, but had to improvise, MacGyver. I feel like all of our repairs, especially when you start getting into tanks and something that you're just not comfortable with or used to, you just have to be MacGyver on everything. You have to just figure it out every step of the way. The same option you have 2 inches beside it, it may be a whole different tool, whole different leverage point when you start to move your tool around that whole damaged area. So it does add complexity when dents are larger, deeper, and all that good stuff. So it's a constant, now I won't say struggle, but it's a constant figuring out what is going on, improvising, and executing. So that's just PDR summed up. All right, that's the end of the video. If you made it this far, I want to say thank you. If you're interested about learning paintless dent repair, we do offer a Intro to PDR 2-day weekend course. Link will be in the description below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hey, if you could just like the video, that would be great. It helps us out a lot, helps the algorithm, helps the page, help people like you be able to see the video, and helps YouTube know which video to start promoting. So before you head out, please just give us a like. I appreciate that. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.